Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2. So we have some good news, you know, things are moving along nicely in the last ritual. And then we have some bad news, which is that there are no fewer than 7 Cult of Pleasure stacks bearing down on us for no reason other than the ritual mechanics are a little bit broken and they can't not be at war with us. The good news is, the same thing that keeps them at war with us permanently, despite the fact that that no longer makes sense, also keeps them at war with Clan Moors permanently, so we might be able to get Queek to help us out with this a little bit. I'm not sure what direction it would be best for him to go in. We also have this thing to deal with. The Celestial Storm is sieging the Sentinels of Zeddy.
By the comet.
Could you just, like, deal with that, maybe? Because we have a pretty bad outcome on this battle, right? That's... okay, it won't let me sally forth. Whatever, that's fine. I guess. Now we have to deal with these Dark Elves, but I'm also not 100% sure that we're clear on armies spawned by the ritual, right? Because there's 16 turns left, and it could be that it just works the same as all the others. Spawn stuff at the beginning, you kill it, and then you're fine. But what if it doesn't, right? Like... because it might not. I don't know. I'm a little nervous, but we'll just move forward here. I definitely don't want to spend a lot of money upgrading unnecessarily. We're running a pretty hefty deficit here, and we're not nearly running enough armies to deal with all of the crap that we're going to have to deal with. We could recruit another army, but I bet it would increase our military upkeep by north of 10k, so we would not be able to maintain it for very long. Alright, let's see what their plan is. A lot of armies have been coming for the Altar of the Horned Rat, so that might be all this is, that they're just going to do that. If they go for the ritual cities, we might be hard-pressed to stop them in time. Wait, what is that stack? Is that a new one? Yep, that's a new one. Another stack spawned. So now there's 5 over here, 2 in the water to the northeast, and 1 in the water just to the east. Man, they definitely do not have enough money to support this army. Unfortunately, the AI gets a ton of free stuff. However, if they separate their armies a little bit, that could be real good for us. Okay, that's interesting. Because we could break these guys down the same way we broke down the Chaos Invaders, right? If we can get them to separate... Alright, I'm fine with him taking Exlotl, although actually, I'm kind of not fine with that because it means his army will be weak now. So he'll have to sit and replenish for a few turns. And of course, enemy agents' actions fail when used against my enemies. They always seem to be successful against me lately. I'm at war with Carrick Zorn, and they're more powerful than I am. Although we don't actually know what that means. What's up? A military alliance, and you'll pay me 2,700 gold. Who could they possibly declare war on that would be meaningful to me? You know what? I will take your money. Oh, no, they want 2,700 gold. Oh. No, thank you. What is the situation where I would pay for a military alliance with somebody that I already have a defensive alliance with? Okay. They are mobilizing. Maybe too late. What happened to okay, this navy just stayed still. Alright, up here we have some guys who are actually almost completely replenished, despite the fact that they're... I thought their unit cards said that they were not going to replenish very much over the course of that turn.
You presume to command.
Well, with those guys only being that injured, I wonder if we might be better off just hitting this army, which also is not very depleted, but it's certainly closer to fighting. Oh, we could start pulling their heroes. Let's do that.
You are
Let's wound Jaden the Death Hag.
Open the book of woe.
Alright. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the ritual, like I said, but we do need to... If we have an opportunity to break down some of these Dark Elf armies, we have to take it. What's going to be the best way to do this? So now that they have 5 stacks together up here, one of them just appearing as if out of nowhere. With full movement, by the way.
Move. Let the bell scream.
Alright, we just have to get... Basically, we have to get a little bit lucky. Well, the Sentinels of Zeddy bailed out. Bunch of cowards. That's a shame. I was hoping that the college could press them against our garrison and get a really easy kill.
Hornet One watches me.
I'm a little nervous about moving too far away from the altar with both of these armies. We should probably keep one nearby. Because I do think the altar of the Horned Rat is probably where those Dark Elf armies are going. Man, it would be hard to support another army. Out of curiosity, what is the recruitment penalty for another lord? 5,300. Okay, so yeah, quite a bit north of 10k to field a whole stack, probably.
The council's voice. Ready to march.
Do I want to recruit more units for this guy's army?
Hail Hornet Rat.
Yeah, let's go ahead and push our recruitment limit for the moment here. So this army has some good range. It has some siege stuff. The Warp Lightning Cannons are probably going to be a little bit less relevant against the Dark Elves than they have been against our other enemies. So maybe I want to... Let's pull in another catapult. And then some fillers. Well, a few units of Plague Monks are nice. It's nice to have around. And then we'll just grab... Dark Elves have... They have cavalry, but they also have a lot of stuff that would be better fought with a sword, probably. And we don't really need spears too much. So we have all of our storm vermin are anti-large. Okay. 2 turns to that. It's going to be expensive. We're not going to be able to run this army for very long. We got to break things down. So actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and move away from the altar. It's going to be 2 turns until our recruitment's done. My thinking was that we could move this army up to the altar in time, but maybe it won't be fast enough. I think we got to worry about the threat from the north. Okay, we are not currently upgrading any settlements. That is a... we just don't have the money for it. Alright, presenting this many large stacks of our own against the Dark Elves should give us a pretty good position. I don't think they're going to be able to trivially crush us, but I do think we're probably going to have to manually fight these battles, because the balance of power bar hates me. You know, I understand it being the Cult of Pleasure's turn for a long time over the course of the turn, but I wasn't expecting the computer to just sit there thinking for a couple of minutes. So we can see a couple of Hydras. I think we had some real problems with that Hydra that we fought during the quest battle, right? Or the ritual battle, rather. A couple of Hydras is actually pretty concerning. Man, I don't want to come all this way just to lose my ritual to these assholes. Alright, now they definitely shouldn't have enough movement. Okay, I was going to say, they shouldn't have enough movement to get in position to help out over here. Yeah, they're definitely going for the altar. Okay, well. Queek's stepping up, though. Fucking... Queek, focus, man! This is not a good time for this. Alright, let's fast forward all of this other irrelevant crap. So if we can break up these dark elves, that probably will mean we don't have to worry about them again for the rest of the game. Because even if they do, you know, want vengeance for our vengeance, it'll take them too long to get... it'll take them too long to get back up and running. We'll be done with the ritual by then. Man, I wish we could just bombard these dudes as they come in over the water. Alright. And even with March mode on, we can get nowhere close to the city. Oh, he can get pretty close. Okay, if we get right up on it...
The council is disappointed. No, Gracie, never wrong.
I hate this. Just go to the place where the arrow is pointing. It's mad at me because I'm not exactly pointed at the arrow. There we go. But if I had moved even one tiny bit less than full distance, I don't think I would have been able to serve as a reinforcement. We still might not be able to. Oh, no, we got him, Okay. An easy ambush, very little damage done to that army. We'll take the replenishment. Okay. That was good. We got an army out of there for free, basically. That's very important. Okay, you kind of have all of the... Kind of has all the yellow line stuff that I actually care about. These charge bonus could be good, but maybe we should instead pick up... He's going to be in the army, though. I guess let's pick up missile resistance. We're fighting a lot of ranged units, so. Alright, do I want to send somebody north to ward off this this feint at Skrolk? Probably. I'm trying to think here. If they send both of their armies here, then I want to send both of my armies here. We can't see this, but that army is still there, because where else could it have gone? These guys aren't quite ready to go yet. So I could send both of these armies to Skrolk, send you back to cover the altar. Although you won't actually get back in time. And then these guys will be ready to roll next turn. You know what, I can get something from the global pool to fill that the one slot that'll be left open. And I mean, we can't run these armies for very long. This has got to get resolved. Alright, they shouldn't be able to attack the city because they're on the water. And I certainly can't go from the water to attacking a city in one turn. But just in case, let's move more toward the army that's coming up to reinforce me than anything else. And then, I'd really like this army to be led by Skrolk, right? If we summon him this turn, he'll have no movement. And then next turn we can transfer, then fire Morphage. And that means we will lose a tremendous amount of money this turn, but just this turn. And then we'll go back to losing the normal amount of money. Actually, slightly less, right? Because the army will be much cheaper in Skrolk's command. Right, let's make sure that I don't have one of these armies outpace the other. And I don't mind Queek filling in for us, like taking over these territories, but like I said, the dude needs to focus. We have important things going on, and he's just repeatedly burning all of the health of his armies.
No, not.
I'm going to ask him to attack one of these armies that's coming in by sea, I think. Alright. This army that's right up against the beach might be able to attack the altar this turn, so what might happen here is that they move those other two faraway armies at full march up adjacent to the city, and then they attack it with the smaller army, in which case they will certainly take it, but we'll fight and do whatever we can as far as weakening their forces. Also, this dude needs to be way more worried about the Dark Elves. Please stop damaging all of my walls. Wow, they confederate there, even more powerful than we are. This is terrible. Another long thinking session. You know, we're making them have to make choices at least. So this guy's going to be able to wound out a hero again this turn. Probably that one. The good news is this army will have slightly lowered movement because of the fact that that hero had to move a bunch before joining them. Hopefully that'll keep them off of the city. Okay, and these guys are getting on land, but they're not getting on land close enough to be used against the city this turn. Yeah, wow, they really didn't have a lot of movement left. Alright, they're buying us some time with their weird and bad movements. Maybe they don't plan to attack the altar at all? Not sure. But 2 stacks against 2 stacks, we might be able to hold it with just the army that's nearby. We could try to pull an ambush, but if it failed, there could be serious consequences for that. Right, we can fast forward the rest of this stuff. So if we go after those 2 grouped armies with just the army that we have nearby, other lock, I think, there's a chance we'll get the ambush off, in which case we probably can kill the 1 stack. And if we don't get the ambush off, we'll just break off the attack and not fight them, right? But that might not leave me enough movement to get back into the altar without going into march mode, which would be unfortunate.
All tails are mine.
Alright, let's see how much movement we can get out of Skrolk's army here. Give me all of this.
Great master.
Okay, we can get to the marks of the old one.
Scurry forth.
So we are not ready to do this thing this turn. I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to see if we can pick up the...
No.
4 Hydras. I'm going to see if we can pick up the ambush. They both have 4 Hydras. Maybe I don't even want to try for the ambush. Maybe I don't even want to try to defend this. Maybe I want to wait until both my armies are together and go for a thing. Possibly. Alright, let's figure out the north here.
Your words are nothing.
Alright, that guy's level 20.
Die, die.
Alright, excellent, excellent. Causes fear when fighting against Dark Elves. That would be cool if we ever intended to bring him into battle. I don't know, it still could happen, right? If it did, let's make him a little better at casting. Yeah, we might be able to use him for combat. So we have another agent here. Alright, so we'll be able to alternate wounds and replenishment stuff. Maybe keep them off balance a little bit.
Denied.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure we can't get anywhere close to that army here. Oh, there's a river here with no apparent easy crossing. So if they wanted to hit this city, actually, they'd have to go around down here, it looks like. So I guess this isn't even something I have to worry about. For some reason, selecting Titchet causes the frame rate to go all to hell. Yeah, as soon as I select somebody else, it goes right back. So Titchet's portrait, I guess, is very intense. Well, we could just do a normal walk forward, and then underway through the mountains over here to reinforce. Because if we push this force of 3 up against the armies they're presenting us, I think we should be able to beat them.
I am warlord.
So why don't we do like this? We'll stop right on our side of the border. We'll move Titchet up close and go into ambush mode. Hopefully we can take advantage of them undercounting our armies slightly. And then I gotta decide on this thing. So he's in a relatively safe position. We're starting to become concerned that we might not actually win the ambush. If we took him at the altar of the Horned Rat, we'd at least get this massive garrison and the walls to help us deal with the ambush. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the altar. See what they do here. We definitely cannot afford to spend any money. We gotta get this resolved. We gotta break them down because one of these armies has to get fired. Alright, the Cult of Pleasure is declaring war on everybody else. That's good for us. Might divert some of their attention. I assume the Knights of the Flame are over on this continent because that seems to be where everybody who's not the Dark Elves is. So maybe this coastal army will go across the ocean. That would be pretty cool. Alright, let's see if they'll attack this turn, or maybe, this is one of their black arcs. They might not want to attack this turn, they might want to wait until they have some siege stuff built up. Oh, for a second I thought he was going around the mountain to attack us. I thought the plan might have worked. Oh, he seems to be actually in full retreat. They must have something pressing going on to the north. Huh. That guy actually moved away from the city enough that I think we would get just one stack at a time now, which seems terrible. Seems like a really bad plan. Okay, so they're still bringing in more armies, but they're also sending some armies back home for some reason. I don't know why you would be doing both of those things, you know? As ever, the AI remains inscrutable. Nope. I don't need to be at war with any more of the weirdly powerful factions from the Eastern Continent. Queek is trying to pull us into some kind of something. That dude needs to focus up on the good of our clan. His clan can wait. They don't have all the cool magic. We got all the warp stone that makes us the boss. I'm pretty sure that's how Skaven society works. Well, you know what? I didn't look and see how the college's thing is going. Remarkably, somehow the college's army has managed not to engage them yet. Weird. Are those guys far enough away that we would not get them as reinforcements? It looks like. Really? This is this is expected to be an even battle, an ambush with two armies against their single stack. Man. Well, we have to do it. Let's bring all of the food. So they have 4 hydras and a dragon. I'm worried about that. Fortunately, this army does have 2 warp lightning cannons that we're going to get to set up ahead of time, so we can maybe start trying to pick them off quickly. I know that the hydras have regeneration, but I don't know how quickly regeneration works, so we might be able to hammer down 1 or maybe even 2 of them if we're super lucky really quickly. Unfortunately, that aside, this army doesn't really have that many ways of dealing with large things. We only have 1 unit of halberd storm vermin here. We can get through the Dark Elf armor with our sensor bearers, but a lot of our units are actually not going to be that useful in this fight, and I think all of these guys are heavily armored. Well, we'll just have to overwhelm them. I mean, we certainly have superior numbers. I'm a little concerned about, I guess, the fact that they have 5 units that cause fear and probably also terror, considering the extremely low leadership that our troops display some of the time. Sort of erratically. Sometimes we stay in and we're tough. I'm not really sure what the difference between those times is. But if we kill this stack, then the other stack that's down here will be easy enough to take care of with Skrolk and Ulysses together. And that'll allow us to refocus northward. And man, I don't even know. Okay, so we definitely want to set everything up over here so that we have our reinforcements coming in right behind us. Alright, not a terrible gamble. Sort of, but not really that bad. Okay, that'll give us some good shots on the Hydras. I want to be further back, but you have to take the hilly terrain into account. If we end up down here on the downslope of this hill, we won't be able to take our shots. The catapult doesn't really have such a concern, so the catapults can be further back. And then let's grab everybody else and put them over here just so that I can work with them. So we're going to want spears around. What kind of breath does this dragon have? Powerful explosions, strong versus a single unit. We don't have to keep our artillery quite as well defended as we would against Skaven. It's been a lot of Skaven battles recently, so it's important to remember that right now we're not worried about reinforcements appearing underneath us. So we'll just try to keep... They have a chariot, they have a couple units of knights. We want to keep them off of the artillery. And for the most part, we want to wait. Right, this is definitely a battle of letting them approach us. First of all, so that we can hammer them down with the artillery, and secondly, so we can buy time for the rest of our army to show up. So yeah, I kind of think we just stay way back. We'll keep the halberd storm vermin right next to the artillery, because I think there's a pretty good chance that that dragon's going to come over and just try to land right on them. And then we'll keep the plague monks and stuff just sort of safe inside of the formation. Alright, so let's make sure that we are focusing fire with the warp lightning cannons. So here, the dragon and the hydra both... All 5 of these things cause both fear and terror. I think the dragon is scarier. It certainly has almost twice as much speed. So we'll be able to bog down the hydras to a certain extent. And I'm just going to kind of let the catapult shoot wherever it wants to shoot. Surprise! Yes, good opening volley. Reinforcements are starting to funnel in. Here we go. Here's all the storm vermin. Oh wait, do it. Sorry, do it so you're facing forward. Here comes the second volley. That was not as good. Come on, hurry, hurry, hurry. Okay, they've got him, they've got him. Finish him, finish him, finish him. Don't let him regroup. Okay, he's broken. That's good enough for me. So let's grab these guys and refocus them on you, I guess. And again, we're content to just wait. We've got our halberds coming up to guard the other flank of the siege weapons. Ooh, another unit of catapults, which I can't yet select. It's not all the way in. Let's also add you to this group. You guys can be group 2. I don't really know what I want to do with all these guys. I think we just kind of want to move everybody up. Let's just get ready. We'll let the halberd storm vermin form a nice wall up here. Actually, we should grab these dudes and move them to maybe even more like this. Okay. Try to make it difficult for their various cavalry units and stuff to get onto the artillery. Let the artillery do the job. We're having a little bit more trouble hitting the hydras, unfortunately. Being low to the ground is a pretty good counter to the shape of this battlefield. Wow. Alright, get in there. Oh, looks like we're gonna be engaging in full here. Fortunately, we have a lot of shields. Let's grab the catapults and make sure that they're shooting like sort of into the center of the ranged unit block. Who's shooting? Okay, these guys are shooting. Excuse me. Do I want to shoot at the approaching infantry? No, we want to hit the archers. I guess these guys are probably more dangerous as far as archers go. And the other catapult can also work those guys over. Alright, unit of clanrat spears already broken. Got the chariot pretty involved. These Cold One Knights are really messing us up. Actually really bad news. My guess is that these guys are good enough at combat that this will not work out in our favor. Get out of here. They're shooting fire at us. Okay. Did I tell my help hit Abomination to charge all the way in by itself? I'm pretty sure I didn't. So here's their Dreadlord. Do we have an assassin in this army? We do. Please handle that. And time to start casting spells. So I think these guys are pretty heavily armored, right? 100, 100, 100. Okay. So Wither. Let's lead with an overcasted Wither. We took the lower chance of miscasting talent. I'm just going to go ahead and trust. I'm going to try to land a really good Wither. Also going to hit this. Okay. Okay, we also want to... May as well blast this rocket off. Okay, shoot at those guys. Let's keep casting. Now we bless everybody with filth. And once that's done, we'll start vermintiding in more units. Okay, these guys are enraged. That's probably good for us. These are poison wind globadiers, so they should end up over here somewhere. These guys are anti-large, so yeah, shoot at those. And for the most part, our formation is kind of good at the thing it's doing. I think we probably want to start moving the storm vermin up. Their leadership is okay. These clan rats are useless. These ones are going to have to not be useless. We can start charging their archers with a couple units of swords. I don't know if this is going to have any real effect, but we can hope. And what else do we have over here? You have orders. You have orders. Okay. It looks like everybody basically has orders. These guys are still not quite engaged. Although it looks like actually the direction of the battle is starting to become clear. I think I'm going to want them to like sweep in from this side against the melee line. And these dudes are just threatening us. See if we can move through here. I expect they'll hit the charge before we're ready, but they won't be able to get to the artillery, and even if they hit the charge, you know, hopefully we can tie them up with the storm vermin and prevent them from escaping. And finally, these warp lightning cannons have been doing a fine job of messing this dude up. Let's change targets, because I think this guy's actually just going to be killed by melee. Kind of forgot that he had a fireball thing. Go ahead and pop his stuff. Get in there. Those war hydras with your halberds. Alright, catapults are doing a fine job. These guys are in, which is good for me. I think we want to do this. Now that these units are engaging, we can move the plague monks up, start dropping plague monks on their backsides. And we're doing our best with the buffs and the debuffs. I'm never quite sure. This thing always seems to slightly misrepresent the range at which it can be cast. So let's put it a little closer than it says it has to be. And we should maybe retarget the catapults, because the units they were working on are getting pretty wrecked. Let's have them shoot into these guys, because we're going to lose these rats pretty soon. But we did manage to draw off a whole unit of Blackguard, which is, I think, pretty beneficial for the rest of our army. Don't let them get away. Chase them, let them have it. Okay. Get it behind them. Some flanks. I think actually he's not in range of these guys. Oh, we have heroes over here. These are both casters though, huh? In fact, they're both warlock engineers. Neither one of them has anything valuable to do here. Okay, I think this front's going pretty well. Looks like this guy is pretty messed up. Yeah, things are going okay. You guys broke and ran too far away before I could warp bomb you. I'm looking for good warp bomb targets. This I don't think would be very good. I don't want them to have skirmish mode on. Okay, and we're having a pretty good effect on their morale, it seems like. If we can keep up the pressure, we might be able to get out of this without taking any serious losses at all. Where is my assassin at? Is he engaged? Is he fighting their lord? He's not. Where'd their lord go? The lord went over here. Please get him. Do it with great quickness. Because I want to get on that lord and engage the warrior's trophy, or the assassin's trophy, rather. You know what? Oh, I can't use it on a Hydra. It's not any single big unit. It specifically has to be a Lord or a hero. Okay, are you guys controlling him? Because he seems to be getting awfully close to the artillery over there. Alright, join us. Looks like it's going pretty well. I'm going to bless with filth over hereabouts. Let's make sure that we're all poisoning our enemies to the maximum possible extent. And yeah, we're killing it. It's like actually going pretty well, I think. Chariot's under control. Let's see if we can get some of these sensor bearers to move up. You guys stay in on him. You guys keep that Dreadlord under control. Ooh, this might be a good warp bomb. Sorry, hit points greater than 50%? I don't agree with that assessment. Well, I'm gonna have this Storm Vermin patrol just kind of keep heading in that direction. Okay. Catapults are doing a fine job. Oh, it looks like they're actually going to stand still long enough for us to get over here. The Hydras are mostly giving up. Oh, these guys need new orders. They're getting distracted. The Hydra they were shooting at is running away like a coward. Which is everything that I want in life. So we'll rat these dudes up. If I throw this, the explosion will happen here. That's not very good. We might not get any use out of these warp bombs, honestly. Is that their Lord? Yeah, their Lord is losing very badly in his fight. I think our assassin's actually doing his job for a change. It's pretty good. Stay on him. Yeah, I think we're going to have a concession in real short order here. I see a lot of rapidly declining morale bars. Actually, get in here. You guys, get up behind these dudes. Those guys want to do this. Let's do it. Alright, they are finally getting in on my artillery. I think it's probably too late. These guys should be able to get a thing done. Oh, they're turning purple. I know that's bad. These guys are probably under control. Try to add another set of bodies over here. I know I'm firing directly into my own guys. Maybe not the best plan I've ever had, but it's working. You can't say it's not working. So these guys are all fleeing. Could we be putting our ranged units to better purposes here? Yeah, let's try to get these guys out of here. Let's try to actually run them all the way out. This isn't going as well as I was thinking it was going to go, considering that, these guys, their whole thing is fighting large armored units. I mean, I think we already knew by this point that they just are not... Storm Vermin are not the killers that a lot of our other units are. But it's okay. They're very good at surviving, which is a trait that is actually in fairly short supply among my forces. I think they're about to give up. Yep, that guy's out, all the way out. There it is. Yep, see him snapping all over the place. Okay, so the balance of power bar had this as basically an even battle. That thing says close victory, but let's see what the actual numbers look like. We lost about 800 of our 4,000 men They lost well over half of their army. Yeah, they have, like, nothing remaining. Each of our armies is over 3 times the size of their remaining army. How is this a close victory? What is the... Is it just comparing the numbers of losses and it's like, well, those the same order of magnitude. Can't be that far apart. Also, I'm very, very pleased that we managed to keep the dragon out of the battle entirely. I think that made a big difference. 2 units of warp lightning cannons is, like, terrifying, man. I don't know how you're supposed to use monsters against Skaven. It seems like it's really awkward a lot of the time. Because they're so, you know, Skaven can bog your monsters down with bullshit, and then they got the warp lightning cannons. The catapults are doing a fine job. Whew. Okay, so that's the eastern front of this war pretty much broken. The other remaining army should be no match for our 2 eastern armies combined, and then once we've broken them down, that 15 stack that's out on the sea again, I think it looks like it's just going to keep running. If it does that, I would say that we can probably redevote these forces to the north, or maybe, I really wish I knew what the ritual mechanics were. But I mean, like, I kind of don't want to know, right? I want to find out. I'm wondering if we should maybe not run both of these armies north, if we should have a southern force just in case more dudes do spawn, like at the 10 or 5 turn mark or something. Because I don't think it's unreasonable to think that might happen. What were we doing? We were picking up respected and feared. And this guy's doing fine work. He's almost earned his immortality. Alright, so next turn will be completely healed up.
Never.
We actually didn't remove that many of their units, and their dragon did manage to slink away at 59 health. But at this point, a slinger could kill it.
Pestilence is all.
Can I move over there? Nope, I can't make it without marching.
A bold move.
Just get in defensive position here. There's no way they can attack that. Those 2 stacks together plus that garrison. We are actually not that likely to land a hinder replenishment, and also it wouldn't do anything.
No.
So yeah, this army's in full retreat. And they don't have a very big garrison going here.
All tales are mine.
We actually are able to hit them this turn, and we are going to. We're going to do it with overwhelming force.
Never.
These move just all the way. There we go, that looks right.
Fools. All hail, hornet rat.
Huh. Why is Skrolk taking... or Titchit's army taking attrition when the other one didn't? It's weird.
Storm vermin, attend me.
Alright, let's break this up, and then we can hopefully maybe even turn south. Would you get in there?
Slay no first.
Alright, we've got all of our stacks against their stacks. I'm going to go ahead and take the auto-resolve. Fighting siege battles is hard, and I suck at it. Weapon strength on you, plus leadership on, I guess, a unit of storm vermin? Nobody really needs that.
Retreat! Not my fault!
Okay, quite a lot of damage to Chargelock's army for some reason. But that sends Marathi home. I think it's worth doing a loot and occupy here, so that we have the region and can hold it for, I don't think I want that. Yeah, this way we can hold the region and get the replenishment bonuses out of it.
Let the bell scream.
Oh, the other army's not taking any attrition because it's in a stance that doesn't have attrition. Can I get him back out of attrition land?
Thanks to my plan.
Nope.
Victory.
Well, next turn, Otherlock can step out and go into encampment mode, so he doesn't take any attrition, and we can just put Titchit's army in the city for healing.
Must spread our own.
Don't think I want to spend any money. So this is pretty much under control.
No.
These guys seem to be leaving. These guys are incoming, though, as are these two, and there should be another stack in the Temple of Twincon at the very least. We're not out of the woods yet, but it's going alright. And these guys might get murdered on this coming turn. Hopefully they will. Alright, I think we're doing okay. Infecticay. I'm going to run Infecticay back down south, actually. I know I just brought him up here, but I'm starting to get nervous that, like, other stuff might spawn, and it's starting to look more like this is under control, so... Alright, no settlement upgrades. We are not spending money right now. We only have, like, 8 or 9 turns of our current level of expenditure. I do not want to cut that any shorter than I have to. Man, this dude is just going to run back and forth, damaging my walls over and over again until a Dark Elf army shows up and takes advantage of it. I wish we could spare an agent to run over there and kill him, but I really can't. So the Cult of Pleasure just declared war on a new force, and then two of their armies immediately started bolting north, right? These ones, and then also the big dragon guy. Maybe something's happening up north that they have to go back and deal with. Maybe they overcommitted their forces down here to the south. Really, they want to do this. Okay. I'm sorry? Wait, what? Wait a second. I'm well within the... This is a bug. I am well within the city's replenishment, or, reinforcement range. Lord Skrolk's army definitely does not fight this battle alone. Man, that really sucks. Okay, so we're going to lose this army for no reason. I guess I had to do as much damage as I can, but that really sucks. This only works against flying enemies, so it does actually nothing here. I don't know, put it on one of them. Alright, we gotta do as much damage as we can. Yeah, it wasn't an ambush or anything. They just are doing battle against an army that is within the area of effect of both another army and a city with a large garrison. And for some reason, that's being ignored. Well, with only one unit of Warp Lightning cannons, we're going to have a little bit more trouble against the Hydras than we did with the last army. Does it even matter where I set up? So we need open ground to take advantage of Warp Lightning cannons. So something like this. And the catapults can be further back in a position where they're a little harder to get at. Put a unit of spears back here to play defense on these, and then put the rest of the stuff up front where it can defend against incoming. But, like, there's no sense in me going forward, right? We'll just get massacred. We'll also get massacred if we stay back, but at least we'll get some good artillery shots off before it happens this way. And then do we have... No, he does not have a Warlock Engineer. So the Death Globes should definitely wait back here. Skrolk himself will just kind of stand in the middle of everything. And let's do this just to kind of make it a little more awkward for them to flank around. I'm sure we'll be at a good amount of wins before it matters, before we actually have the opportunity to fight them at all. So, I'm not too worried about that. Right, let's just fast forward the tedious part where they wait for their other army to show up. Yeah, this is a real bummer. The good news is I might be able to kill that dragon. A single volley of Warp Lightning Cannon fire should be sufficient, I would think. So where's the range finders for the catapults? Back here, okay. Pretty far in, actually. I set them slightly too far back, I guess. We could roll them up a little bit. Honestly, it's probably not even worth doing. Alright, they have a Lord on Dragonback. We can maybe do some work eliminating that guy, or at least weakening that guy, so that next turn we can have at him with the army and city that he is within combat range of. Should keep this thing going on cooldown. I'm very annoyed by this. And I mean, Skrolk's going to be out of commission again immediately after he got healed back up. It's very annoying. Alright, they're leading with the monsters, which is not, I think, a very smart way to do this. Given that, you know, my artillery is specifically anti-monster. Okay, the dragon's in range now, so let's focus the next shot on him. Hopefully the dragon being shot out of the sky will be upsetting to the other units. This guy's next lowest. You guys can... oh, there we go. Wow. They didn't hit at all. Alright, the catapults are about to come online. Come on, give me something good here. Okay, there we go. That was a little bit of damage. Okay, they're panicking and running from the catapult fire. That's actually pretty good for us. Slows their approach a little bit. They got their own artillery. Really, we're immediately low on morale. We're flanking artillery pieces. This should be a high leadership situation. Okay, their units just exploded at us. Come on. Wow, that didn't do any damage at all. Man. I feel like the warp bomb felt really good the first time we did it and has been total garbage ever since. Really good artillery hits. Of course, they're trying to ride the range around the side. Alright, let's start moving in. Let's do it. Let's try our best to engage with the damaged ones first. We should be able to hit a pretty horrific plague, I would think. Does overcasting plague... it increases the damage, but not the... unfortunately, not the size of the AoE. That's what I would really like. Alright, so let's cast it over here. At least make these guys start moving around. I'm going to keep a unit of spears back, I think. Let's try to move these guys up so that they're a little able to arc over things that are fighting our melee, and also so that they're a little bit more protected from the flank move here. And I mean, they're gonna flank over here. That's what they're gonna do. Why did I not think about that? Well, I mean, if they do it, they do it. We know that this army is dead. We can, like, pull a unit or two of Plague Monks. Let's grab 2 units of Plague Monks. Have them fall back for this. Maybe, like, here. Because that way, if they go for the Death Globe instead, we're a little closer. And you guys are going to head out here. Okay, they've committed enough that this might work a little better this time. They're going to turn that unit of cavalry around. Yep. But we did a lot of damage to the artillery over the first volley, so hopefully we can get something done here. You guys are almost dead already? Man. Kind of wish I had a warp bomb for that. Okay, let's... I guess Skrolk should just charge, right? If I cast this on these guys, will they just... Yep, okay, they refill. But it looks like they didn't lose the fleeing state. Maybe they will after I unpause. Because I kind of need them to. They didn't. Okay, and here comes their lord directly into my dudes over here. Where'd those cavalry units go? Oh, they're right there. Okay, not too worried about them. The rest of these guys have to fall in and make stuff hurt. We do have the warp light or the warp bomb up again, in case that's relevant. Man, we really didn't deal a lot of damage to their artillery crew this time. We can warp bomb that again. That might be the thing. I don't love it, but it might be the option, the only good option. We can hit this. I think I want to wait a little bit on the Rod of Corruption. Maybe want to, like, run over here so it'll hit all these guys. But we should hit the Liber Bubonicus right now. Alright, this is a good time for the Rod of Corruption. Those guys did the Liber Bubonicus. Yes, it did actually go off. Good. This seems like an okay place to put down another plague. We'll start summoning in a lot more units too as soon as that hits. I could blow up my clan rats here. I'm a little concerned that it might damage my units more than it damages theirs, because that seems to usually be the way it works. You guys are still definitely above 50%. In fact, it kind of looks like they've disengaged the cavalry, or maybe they're just setting up for another charge. Alright, you chase those dudes around. Alright, sorry I'm pausing so much. It's just, it's a tough battle. And I know we're going to lose, but I want to do my best here to get as much damage as I can. At least these dudes are actually committing now. At least they're looking like they're going to. Skrolk, we need more bodies. Plague's in a good spot, though. Alright, I mean, we're getting some work done. Hey, that's a dead Hydra. Did you guys attack? Over here, like, mashing right-click. They will not take the order. Okay, we have all of our units are breaking, though. There's too many damn Hydras all up in my lines. You guys need to focus up on that dude, how about? Really hard for me to select units right now. I'm assuming that that's a factor of the number of things happening just being pretty overwhelming to the program. Hit points greater than 50%, huh? That's not a bad spot. Powerful explosion. I mean, it doesn't really give me a lot of information to work with, sadly. Like, is it bad against armor? Is that why it keeps looking like it's not doing damage? I don't know, let's hit it. Okay, I imagine Skrolk's able to kill a Hydra, probably. Let's try to focus on this one that has a lot of stuff going on around it. And also, we just need some bodies. Like, right here to replace all the rats that are about to explode. Seems okay. Yeah, it didn't do any damage. Also, Liber Bubonicus really didn't do a lot of damage this time. It usually does much better. Well, we're getting some damage in. Over there. Yeah, my guys are just giving up by the boatload here. Skrolk. You have a lot of very weak enemies around you. And I think they're going to stand and fight. Maybe I should cast it over here instead, though. And my concern is that these guys are on the move, and they won't stand in it for long enough. I can't cast it directly on top of myself. Maybe this is not a good opportunity for this. This thing's damage is pretty bad against armor, which unfortunately is everything that we're fighting here. And lowering the armor of these guys or increasing or imbuing our own units with poison is pretty bad because our units are not fighting anymore. So I guess it is just like it's plague as close to him as it can go. These guys probably aren't going anywhere. Maybe like this will hit all these guys. Some. Hey, we are certainly dealing damage, right? Please stop yielding. I hate the fact that if a spell with charges gets interrupted, it still consumes the charge before doing the interrupt. That feels like it has to be a bug. Alright, hold up. We have one more warp bomb here we get to use before we lose. Let's try to make it a good one. We did some okay damage. I'm not like super excited about it. Where are you? Where's your center? That's an okay position. We might get some of these guys. Nope. Basically nothing. Stop running away all the time. Yeah, just get in there and nope. Super broken. Everybody's permanently breaking. Decisive defeat. Yeah, we did not that much damage. I'm really frustrated by that. That should not have been possible. There was no way for them to attack Skrolk in a way that shouldn't have brought forth the garrison armies. But we did some okay damage here. We did some more damage to that damaged army. The stack that's in the city plus the city's garrison should be able to splatter them pretty thoroughly. And they shouldn't be able to move away because they're inside of our cities. Oh, it's because the city was sieged. Right, yeah, that's why. That makes sense. Skrolk has gained the trait Bloody. Seems appropriate. He does get wounded every time he shows up. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about the fact that they could siege with one army. It is still kind of dumb, though. Like, if you siege a city with an army, that prevents the people from in the city from reinforcing. But if your sieging army then rides out to battle, why does my army not just follow them. Right? Shouldn't it? Okay, there's something going on back in his homeland. Some of these armies are just bailing out. That's good. We're gonna be able to take control back. Yeah, it makes sense that his army could reinforce, but my army should have been directly on their heels. Because if they're all fighting, who's maintaining the siege? What, do they just leave the camps up, leave the fires burning, and hope the people inside the city don't realize we're gone? I'm assuming Clan Moors is not going to do anything of value. It's just a feeling I have. Yeah, they didn't do anything. His army should be back at full strength this turn or next turn, probably, though, so we might be able to convince him to come out and do something. And honestly, once we kill this Dark Elf army that's threatening our 3 stacks together, I'm probably going to fall back those northern guys to our settlements just in case another wave of dudes does show up for the ritual event. But on the whole, I'm feeling pretty positive here. Suffered high casualties in multiple battles. Certainly true. Plus leadership against undead. Alright. Oh hey, we had a tech going. Well, now absolute loyalty has been ensured. I don't know what I want next. Diplomatic relations doesn't seem particularly meaningful. I suppose extra unit experience for Storm Vermin could be good. We probably will not get that before the game is over, though.
Let the bell scream, scream.
Alright, I need to be able to click adjacent to this guy without clicking inside of the city. You have to go back to normal move mode. It's kind of crazy that this region... What is this, Chaos Corruption? Yeah, this region Chaos Corrupted out so quickly. Really does not make a lot of sense. Okay, Mega Ambush. You are extremely dead. Alright, one of the reinforcement armies needs to get back into the city. Let's have it be you, because you are the most injured. Toxer... Honestly, at this point, there's not really anything for him to take. I guess speed and charge bonus and stuff could be meaningful. Let's give him speed. I'm not too concerned about his melee defense, because he doesn't stay engaged in combat for very long, usually. Let's get back out here.
I am greatest warlord. Yes, yes. Let's tails move.
And he'll fall back next turn.
Plus with faith.
Because it looks like their armies are mostly headed north. I don't know why, but I'm, pretty excited to see him go. Okay, we might have weathered that. Let's deal with this nonsense.
What? One command.
This should be extremely trivial.
Victory. Now eat swallow defeated.
It's true, he is a good attacker.
Loyal to Clan Can.
We're using some... So this has Plague Monks and Storm Vermin covered, so you just Clan Rats them. Once you have all the red line buffs, Clan Rats are not actually that bad as soldiers. Okay, so he's got all of the stuff that helps out the artillery. Like, all of it. I guess he can start picking up spells? There might be a spell or two that's useful in his line. Maybe.
A true disciple.
And you have all the spell points that I really want. Oh, that's right, I was working on your yellow line. Okay, once again, an ambush that should be completely trivial. They're going to make me actually play. Okay, well, not right now. I suppose we'll just save here. So that's going to be it for us for today. We're wearing them down. Come back next time. I think we're looking at like 1 or 2 more episodes here. And, you know, not to jinx it or anything, but I think we might actually win this thing. I was pretty unsure for a while there. Come back next time to watch us splatter some more elves. And we'll see you then.